Good evening, listeners. I'm Byron Bertram.
And I'm Ivan Penaluna.
And tonight's episode, Donald Trump to comb over American politics.
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a schoolyard. Well, let me tell a joke.
I wanted this to be professional.
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is... Awesome!
With Byron Bertram and Ivan Penaluna.
All right, so today, Donald Trump just announced his candidacy to run for president.
That makes the game quite interesting now because I don't think I'm sure I speak for everybody when I say I couldn't think of anything more predictable and boring and reptilian than a battle between the Bushes and the Clintons. Yet another one. I mean, it's insane. It's fucking Game of Thrones, isn't it?
Well,
so
yeah,
it's great that Trump's in the innings.
Yeah. Speaking of Game of Thrones, Jon Snow died and everybody's horrified, but millions of people die in the Middle East. Nobody gives a shit.
Jon Snow really died or just died in the show?
In the show.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if you don't watch it, you don't care.
Well, I know, but everybody who watches it cares.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
So anyway, back to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's going to comb over American politics.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a chance.
What do you mean he doesn't have a chance?
Do you think he does?
Well, yeah, fuck. I mean, Ronald Reagan got elected.
That's true.
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger's governor of California.
That's right.
I mean, fuck, anything can happen.
And Donald Trump is a better economist.
Donald Trump probably is a better economist than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But not a better bodybuilder.
No.
But I absolutely he has a chance. And it makes it quite interesting now. I mean, Donald Trump, he gave this big speech today. And there's some rather juicy little nuggets of, quotes from that. Matt, you've got some, haven't you? Let's share with us.
Yeah, we got some quotes here. So I had Donald Trump on the other candidates. He said, I can tell you some of the candidates, they went in, they didn't know how the air conditioner worked. They sweated like dogs. How are they going to beat ISIS?
How are they going to beat ISIS when you can't work in air conditioning? You expect people to beat ISIS? Well, the thing about ISIS, because they're not really that reliant on air conditioning.
That's the good thing about them.
That's one of my favorite qualities about ISIS.
And also the other thing is, right? I mean, did what? So he walked into this place, went, "Hey, you all the other candidates, it's fucking hot in here. You don't know how to use the air conditioning. Let me show you." Switched it on. Goes, "I'm fucking Donald Trump."
Yeah. And then he said to the other candidates, "You fired."
And then he smacked his fat dick on the table and went, "Lunch is on me. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. Probably gave him shit lunch too.
I think, potentially he could be running against Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton against Donald Trump. It's brilliant. It's like UFC 64, Thor versus the Hulk.
It'd be amazing.
It's fantastic.
But I wonder, but were all the candidates like just hanging out in like some like tiny overheated office together?
Yeah, that's what he makes it sound like. But I mean, what do all the other Republican candidates? Is that because he's a Republican, right?
Yeah, of course he is.
He's not running.
Do you think he's a communist lefty? No, he likes his money and he likes to keep all of it.
Yeah. So anyway, he's going to be. That could be very interesting.
He's a crony capitalist of the finest.
Well, I'm sure he is. Yeah, I'm sure he is. So anyway, he's going to be running potentially against Hillary. That's fantastic. That's worth watching. What else did he have to say anyway?
On China.
Yeah.
He's quoted as saying, when was the last time anybody saw us beating anything, referring to the U.S.? Let's say they beat, China in a trade deal. They kill us. I beat China all the time.
So he's saying that the U.S. is shit at beating China in a trade deal or anything else for that matter. But he, on the other hand, as an entrepreneur, kills China all the time because he gets a cracking deal out of them and, bleeds every little bit of profit out of any deal that he does with them. That's what he's basically saying, right?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. But all this stuff is made there, so they win at the end of the day, right?
Well, I mean, as long as they make a profit,
yeah,
they're all right. They speak the same language. This is the thing that, I mean, America has an ambivalent relationship with China because it kind of hates them and resents them, but it needs them.
Yeah.
It's a symbiotic relationship. They both need each other. China needs to sell this shit to the biggest economy in the world, and America needs it. I mean, they need to be able to produce this stuff. But once you start buying your stuff from abroad and you're not producing stuff anymore, your days are numbered. As an empire, you're on the wane, unfortunately. So I don't know how Donald Trump plans to navigate this one, but maybe he just hopes to just get a better deal out of it, and therefore, save a bit of money. I don't think that's going to answer the questions.
I think it's basically he's just trying to sell his new reality TV show by running for president.
Wouldn't that be great if he was president and he was still running the reality TV shows?
Yeah, and he'll name like the Kardashians as like his cabinet.
Or he'll go like vice president. He won't have the apprentice anymore. He'll have the vice president.
Yeah, the vice president.
And he'll just do a competition for it.
Totally. It'll be like Gary Busey and one of like the ugly Kardashian that nobody heard of, and it'll be like
Kanye West.
Kanye West's brother.
P. Diddy.
Yeah, P. Diddy. Haven't heard from him in a while.
Well, he could potentially be Donald Trump's vice president.
Yeah, P. Diddy would be a good vice president.
He would be fantastic.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
Who else
Go and
could
get
you
me
get
some
on there?
Cambodian milk.
You got to get like a retired wrestler who's not dead. of a
Yeah,
steroid
Mickey Rourke.
overdose.
Mickey Rourke.
would be good.
Mickey Rourke,
He's
Foreign
of-
Secretary.
Yeah, he'd be Secretary of Defense.
Yep, Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, get Mickey Rourke.
Who else? Come on, Byron.
Who else? What, Secretary of State? You could get, jeez. Clint Eastwood could be in there.
Secretary of State. No, I don't think that's a good idea.
No, it's terrible. Terrible idea.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons, he's a Republican, right?
I presume so.
You got to get these like Republican celebrities.
Yeah.
You got to get. Well, you know what? Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
You get the first transgender Republican. Apparently, Caitlyn Jenner.
This is going to be
now,
great.
is
This is
now
going to be so much more interesting than if Hillary Clinton gets in.
Somehow, I don't think Caitlyn Jenner is Republican.
Yeah, she is.
What?
Check it.
Check it, baby,
Is that
because
the
it's
first
true and it's
transgender-
real,
the
and we do
first
our
trans-
homework.
That's why I know gay friends that hate Bruce Jenner. They're just like, that bitch is a Republican. Fuck that tranny.
They can be so bitchy when they don't like people.
That's the thing, like everybody, we have this whole political, sort of go off talk about the whole political correct thing where
Yeah.
it's just like, you have to respect
Yeah,
Caitlyn
gay
Jenner. You have
people,
to respect
The fact
Caitlyn
they're
Jenner.
gay,
Yeah.
and all this, and then gay people, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that? I think there's something going on outside.
That's
Oh, it's Donald Trump's visit in Vancouver.
yeah, the sirens
That's
are
the
coming.
motorcade. This is.
It's an amazing story, though.
It is a great story. It's a fantastic story.
I hope
Donald
he
Trump.
wins.
I hope he wins as well, just to
Yeah.
make the world more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he could be like America's Rob Ford with a bit more intelligence.
Well, exactly. But there is a downside, isn't there, to Donald Trump? Tell us about the downside, because he has a darker side, especially concerning his neighbors to the south.
Yeah, on Mexican immigrants, quote, when Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best.
Well, that's a bit leading. Mexico isn't sending anybody anywhere.
Well, he's making it sound like Cuba in 1980 when Castro was just like, here's all my psychopaths going on a boat to Miami, enjoyed dealing drugs. Miami Vice, here you go.
That's not what's going on, though. Is it?
No, people are just leaving the
because
country. and-
economically they just want to get a better life. Also, my point about this, and this is a contentious one, I know, but Mexicans, pretty good people. I know a lot of Mexicans; they're great people.
That's racist.
No, they're fucking great. No, it's
You
not
can't
racist.
you can't favor one country and say
No,
they're good
I know
people.
loads of Mexicans. They're great people. I love hanging out with them. And you know what? There's a lot worse people in the world. If you want to pick on someone else.
Yeah.
You know,
How about
that's what I
the
say.
Swedes? Fuck them.
Oh, pick on ISIS.
Yeah. They got, hey, man.
Pick on Saudi Arabia. I'd much rather if you picked on Saudi Arabia and goes, these people are cunts.
Yeah.
Maybe he is confusing that with Cuba, because he goes on to say they're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
He's just watched Scarface too many times.
Yeah. Well, he's,
He's
just like,
not dealing with reality anymore. He's got Scarface on repeat in his dungeon cinema.
say hello to my little friend.
What's that? Your toupee?
No, that, yeah. But no, I hope he wins,
Yeah, I hope he leaves the Mexicans alone.
because
Fucking leave the Mexicans alone.
the first lady's gonna be hot.
All right. Is she?
Yeah.
Well, hang on a minute. Do we know who she is? Has he got a
Yeah,
girlfriend
she's
right now?
some Russian mail order prostitute.
Oh, God, I hate those fuckers.
Yeah.
They're always so skinny and sour.
Yeah, and they have no put us the I want money. I want.
they're just-
Don't give me that.
They just smell of money.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm beating up. I'm beating up Russians now. I just defended Mexicans and beat up Russians.
The White House wouldn't be good enough for her. This place too small for me. I don't like White House. No. This Lincoln bedroom too tiny. I don't like. Closet not good enough. Maybe good enough for Jackie Kennedy, but I am princess, not like that American
She
whore.
sounds like a Vancouver taxi driver
Yeah.
from India.
Yes. So anyway, but I hope he wins.
Yeah, I hope he wins as
We
well.
could have the first black president and then the first president with a comb over.
Comb-overs went out of fashion in the 70s. In the 70s, early 80s, they died out because everybody went, that's ridiculous.
Well,
Stop
everybody
that."
had just all of a sudden everybody woke up and it was just like, hey, wait a sec, it's not real. The emperor has no clothes.
No, and also, Donald Trump's hair is a good analogy for the U.S. economy because, I mean, it all looks toasty and clean on the on the surface, but then you look underneath, you go, oh, it's a bit shady. It's a bit,
Yeah.
It's a bit fucked.
It's putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole.
Yeah, stiff breeze comes along, completely fucks it.
Yeah. Totally.
So he needs to deal with that. But you know what? He's probably a good person to deal with the economic side of things. I don't know if I'd be comfortable with him in charge of foreign policy. I think he'd be a bit gung-ho. I think he'd be a bit John Wayne. He'd be a bit fucking John Wayne. That's what I'm
But
worried
the
about.
sound bites.
Yeah,
on him
John
would be
Wayne
great.
Gacy.
Because he's a clown who murders people.
Yeah, there you go.
keep him in the basement of the White House.
Have you seen how much makeup he wears? He's a fucking clown already.
Who, Donald Trump?
Yeah.
He wears a lot of
He
makeup.
wears makeup everywhere.
He's a vain man.
Yeah.
I don't trust vain people. I don't. They're just they're always
Oh, what,
worried
you
about how
mean-
they look.
What do you mean, like politicians?
No, just people who worry about their appearance too much. I don't trust them.
Quit looking at Byron so much.
Jesus.
I wasn't looking at Byron. I was
I'd
looking
be
at you.
flattered if you're looking at me.
I don't have any hair.
I know, but people don't know that. So you sound like you got a beautiful voice. People imagine this beautiful young man.
Oh,
Well, when you
imagining
say
wrong.
the poutine puppy, everybody just
The
assumes he
poutine puppy.
looks exactly the
There's
way
a
he
thread
does.
here, isn't there? The Chinese meat teddy and the poutine puppy.
Yeah.
I give out cuddly, juicy gay monikers.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
do.
give out.
Sounds like the next big wrestling event on Out TV.
I'll be doing the announcing for that as well.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, from San Diego, California, the Chinese meat teddy. And you come on in and they're going, you got like, Chinese meat teddy, Chinese motherfucking meat teddy, Chinese meat teddy, Chinese meat teddy. And then we got the poutine puppy all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 250 pounds. He is the poutine puppy, Matt Grant. Oh, yeah. And you fight over a fucking big plate of chips.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
and-
fries.
yeah. This sounds like probably one of Donald Trump's advisors you'd hire.
It's one of Donald Trump's wet dreams. That's what he pays for. Boys like you to get oiled up and fucking wrestle.
Just for just a little disclaimer, Ivan took a cereal bowl full of acid right before the show.
Okay, anyway, let's move on. What else do we got?
Let's go to the fucking news.
Let's go fucking news, mate.
This is the fucking news.
All right, go. In 5, 4. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
This is the fucking news.
Fucking thing sucks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's Matt Grant with the fucking news.
Hey guys, okay, so for the fucking news today, first up, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has had his defense minister executed for insubordination on April 30th. The insubordination took the form of falling asleep during formal military rallies. But that's not the real story, it's how he was executed. Honorable leader Kim Jong-un had the poor man executed with anti-aircraft fire.
So just to clarify, those people who aren't familiar with this, an anti-aircraft gun, especially a Soviet-made one, is be like a 4 to 6 cylinder device, which will fire sort of like 20 to 50 millimeter shells.
That's a really creative way to kill somebody.
You've got to give him 10 out of 10 for creativity.
But it's cartoon proportions of execution.
Listen, you know what? I mean, if it wasn't for the poor people suffering in North Korea in the death camps there, I mean, Kim Jong-un would be quite a colorfully entertaining leader for the rest of the world, because, you know, we always, somewhere, some corner of the world always harbors this sort of despot and tyrant, you know.
This sounds like the Wile E. Coyote trying to like kill in the Roadrunner. That's the way you're trying to like kill him. What the
Well, with
hell?
the exception that he's always successful.
Well, except that this guy didn't get away like the Roadrunner.
No, and I mean, the last guy he executed, he had them tied to a stake, and then he had a mortar round centered upon him.
Yeah.
Right. So he's pretty imaginative. He's watched a lot of movies. I would imagine he's watched a lot of the Bond movies, anything with villains in, and
He loves wasting perfectly good ammunition.
well, you know what? If you're the leader of North Korea, one thing that you have a lot of is Chinese-made heavy ammunition.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of it. It's not like you're going to go, oh shit, I just killed that guy with like 50, 30 millimeter rounds. Fuck, how am I going to pay for that? It's not a problem for him. He's got loads more. You know.
What he doesn't have is good hairdressers.
What have you noticed recently? He's put on a lot of weight. He's actually limping now. They're worried about his. Well, I say they're worried. They are worried about his health. I don't think they're worried about his health. What they're thinking is, good, the fat fuck's about to die. Maybe we'll get someone else.
Well, that's maybe Dennis Rodman needs to take him to a basketball camp.
Dennis Rodman, man. I mean, I don't know. Was that a good idea?
Dennis Rodman going over there 3 times?
3 times and licking his ass and everything.
Yeah.
I think that's a bad move, not just career-wise, just as a human being.
Well, Dennis Rodman he's actually the ambassador for the American ambassador for North Korea.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really? No, you fucking with me now.
No.
Really?
No, he's not.
All right. So what else have we
Well,
got?
I just thought I thought maybe because and Obama likes playing basketball and they're both black. You know how that works.
Well, you know what? There's a funny story in the UK a couple of years ago where they have this North Korean embassy, and it's in Ealing. It's in this suburb of London, and it's just a terraced house. Or rather, it's a semi-detached house, and that's where the North Korean embassy is. And there was this story in the newspaper where basically some of the diplomats from there were seen going to local jumble sales or thrift stores and stuff like that to buy stuff because they weren't getting paid enough. Virtually looking through garbage cans to feed themselves. This is the story in the UK. It's highly embarrassing. I'm sure the people that were involved were executed in some unimaginable way.
Yeah, of course. How dare you not get paid enough? We will kill you for embarrassing us.
That's it. You're getting killed for embarrassing them.
We will kill you for starving. You will be executed for starving. Because you are starving, you must die, but not by starvation. By
all right, I think we've got the point. We've got the point. All right,
dead.
All right, fucking hell. What else have we got, Matt?
In other news, I'm racist, apparently, according to that last bit.
Yeah, according to some people, you are.
Yeah.
I know, but what do they know?
Well,
they're
it's not
living
like
a bubble of entitlement.
By the way, if you think I'm racist, please email us at thedryshaveshow@gmail.com.
Yeah,
and let me know how racist you think I am.
Yeah, even if you hate him, he just wants to know.
Just let me know you're listening.
Just let him know that you exist and you know of him, and that will just validate him. Even if you hate him, he doesn't care.
In fact, if you hate me, good chance you're listening.
There you go.
Nobody listens to something they like.
No, that's very true. No one listens to someone they like.
If you
they listen to people they hate.
Yeah, like today, I was performing at a street performance, and this just sat there for the whole time, just angry, waiting till I stopped, like 45 minutes later, and then just being like, I don't like that you asked the people, do you speak English? Because they were just giving me no reaction. I'm like, does anybody speak English? And he's like, we live in a very cosmopolitan place, and you were asking they to speak English. You're just like, wow. You were there. I saw you at the beginning. You were a student since the beginning, and you decided you didn't like me so long that you didn't just leave and get offended. Oh, I think he's rude. No, you had to just wait and hate me. It's amazing.
Do you know what you should have done? You know what you should have done? You should have fucking executed him with an anti-aircraft gun.
Yeah, it was a woman. I don't want to be sexist, so she deserves equal fairness.
Oh, it's just somebody's getting offended on behalf of a perceived consensus.
Yeah, I'm getting offended on behalf of the people who don't.
It's the consensus. I have a perception of the consensus, and I'm getting offended on behalf of that. What the fuck is that?
What did you say? How did you respond?
I just said, well, you can make a complaint. Enjoy your miserable life. Fuck off.
I don't think you could have done a better job on that.
That's good, Byron. That's why we like you.
And then I preemptively phoned management and just said, like, hey, look, you might be getting a complaint. Just to let you know, this might preemptive strike.
Okay, good, because that's what you need to do. People who are going to complain or people who are going to take exception with you, you need to get the first blow in, because as soon as you you let them know or make the complaint first, Then when the complaint comes in, they say, "Oh, I already know about this."
Exactly.
And that's the only way to do it.
So I'm just like, that happened before. Some crazy woman just be like, "You said I dressed pretty like a flight attendant. Are you trying to sexually harass me?" I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "All right, I know you're going to complain because you're a crazy fucking bitch." And then, and then I had a bunch of people that just saw it. And anyway.
Can I say something on that related note? I actually, whenever I've got 2 kids that are pretty fucking hard work, right? And whenever I'm at the playground with them and they're kicking off and calling each other dickhead and fucking trying to shoot arrows or like kick each other, I always get women of a certain age. They're generally sort of like 40 to 60. And they always, they just can't help themselves. They just have to comment. And I wouldn't mind if they were being helpful, but it's obviously they're not trying to be helpful. It's just coming from a place of smug judgment. They just want to feel better about themselves by making you feel worse about yourself and commenting on your parenting or your lack of it because your kids are a bit out of control. And, there was an incident the other day where some woman came up to us and said, "Oh, are those your kids over there?" I went, "Yeah." And they were talking about bullying someone. I went, "All right, thanks." I just wandered over and had a word with them. But there's nothing to it. It's just, it's just people love to get on their fucking high horse, especially in Vancouver. Vancouver people love to get on their high horse. And I maintain this. The reason why people are so eager to fucking gob off about shit in Vancouver is because not enough people get punched in the mouth here.
No.
If people got punched in the mouth more in Vancouver, they would think before they open their mouth.
Well, do you know what? A lot of people want to punch the people in the mouth, but they don't have enough strength because they're vegan, so they don't have enough protein, right? They don't have enough protein, and then they don't have enough calcium. So if they do hit you, they're going to snap some bones.
Yeah, and they can't afford to punch someone in the mouth because the lawsuit that would ensue would mean that they couldn't afford their mortgage.
Yeah, which is, $650,000 for a 10 square foot apartment. And then your dog, you're going to have to give him a regular diet. You can't.
Oh, they'd have to put it down.
Well, you got to put him down because you can't afford to feed him this gluten-free, fucking liver.
So to do, I have a choice: punch someone in the mouth or put your dog down. Which one do you want?
Just depends what your priorities are when you live in a vain first world city that's overpriced.
Oh, no, exactly. So anyway, what else we got, Matt?
A woman from Spain is suing eBay because they won't allow her to sell land on the sun. Angeles Duran has claimed ownership over the sun since 2010, and despite never actually visiting her land, has been selling it off for about $1 a meter. She's now suing eBay for $11,000 because they have revoked her account and returned money to the 600 idiots who bid.
I'm gonna consign this to the mental health category. I think on her part, she's selling real estate on the sun.
She's doing it because there was another a man that was selling land on the moon and Mercury, and this guy made a ton of money on it. So she decided to follow suit.
You know what? Fair dues, but actually, people could actually theoretically in the future live there, whereas on the sun, never going to happen.
No.
Yeah, not going to happen. It'll be like, hey, you just got to wait for it to cool off a little bit, baby, and then you know what? We're gonna have space fund property.
Well, what's the thought process that goes behind that? It's like, you know what? This is going to be the next hot property.
Yeah, literally.
This is going to be it.
This is a
the
hot
sun.
property.
Okay, they've already sold the moon, Venus, Mercury. I can see they're working their way out. I'm not going to wait for them to get to Jupiter. I'm going for the sun.
Yeah.
I think the conditions of the lawsuit should be like, well, very well, is if you go and put a sign on the sun saying it's yours, you can have it. No, we'll give you the $11,000.
I refer the right honourable gentleman to my earlier comment about mental health.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's, man, I'd like to get some property on Jupiter, right in that herpes spot. That'd be prime.
Wait, Uranus?
Boom.
Byron, you got turned over
Nice.
there.
No, but I mean, that'd be funny. That'd be like me suing, just be like, hey, dude, I just said you want to I've been like pimping out my mythical unicorn and collecting money. And then no unicorn.
Is that a euphemism for your ass?
Yeah. Chinese meat teddy's got to make some bucks. Poutine puppy's going to turn this meat teddy out. You want to touch this mystical unicorn?
You're not really, you don't identify with as being black, really, do you? You just identify as being kind of Greek.
I did have Greek food earlier, but I just went there to stalk my ex-girlfriend. Anyway, she wasn't even working.
Okay, so what else we got, Matt?
4 people, including 2 Canadians, were fined and jailed in a Malaysian prison for 3 days for stripping naked on a sacred Mount Kinabalu.
I heard about this.
Yeah, Deputy Chief Minister Joseph Perrin Kittigban blamed the naked foreigners for the recent earthquakes that killed 18 people.
Okay, the first thing that these fuckers, I use the term loosely, need to realize about Malaysia is that it's a Muslim country. And I wish Naj Singh was here because he's the expert on Malaysia. But, you know, it might be a liberal Muslim country, but it's still a Muslim country. So you do not want to be going up on a sacred mountain, getting all your kit off and sunbathing or running around and then posting pictures of it on Selfie Book or whatever. And then, you know, because it's going to come back to haunt you, right? It's like drug dealing in Indonesia. It's a bad idea. Don't do that shit. They don't
If you're gonna drug deal in Indonesia, don't do it nude.
Absolutely.
Because you got to hide those drugs under clothes.
So, yeah, these guys probably a bit drunk. Oh, no, they probably weren't even drunk. They probably just thought, hey, there's no one there.
There was 6 other people that they haven't been able to find.
Lucky people.
So there's 10 in total, and they had a bet. They wanted to see who could be naked longer because it was incredibly cold up there. So it was just a bet. And I'd say they're dumb, but I don't think jail time is...
no, but it's a Muslim country. You got to be fucking careful. In Malaysia, you really got to be careful. And the thing is that they've got a number of people that they haven't caught there, right?
Yeah, six naked ne'er-do-wellers on the run.
So how could they not find them? They're naked.
So how come they've caught the unfortunate ones? How come?
I don't know.
Maybe they've posted it on Facebook.
Maybe they just put on clothes.
This is the thing. I'm sure if you're one of the 6 that didn't get caught, you're away the fuck out of the country and into Thailand as soon as possible.
Most likely, yeah. They're still looking for them. They want to punish them. The fine was something like less than $1,500.
Yeah, but still a lot of money if you're backpacking.
Yeah.
$1,500? What, Canadian or US?
I think that was a converted Canadian.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the way that publications will do that for you.
Yeah, and if you're a crusty backpacker,
I'm not going to do it.
and if you're a crusty backpacker, you don't have that kind of cash.
Oh, the best one was seeing the people in tears going, "I'm really sorry for what I did." Brilliant.
Yeah, sorry for the caning they got.
Why didn't you do something worthwhile? Taking your clothes off on a mountain, it's not fucking great, really. Why don't you do something worth finding you $15,000 for?
Like fuck on a mountain.
Yeah, no.
That's
If
the
you
real
went to
Mile High Club.
Canada, if you went to Canada or the US or the UK and you did something that would warrant, let's say, a $15,000 fine, you'd get a lot more fun out of it. Like base jumping off Trump Tower the day he was elected president.
Yeah.
That's a real unicorn. You want to find
There you
that.
go. That's $15,000 fine. That's what you need.
Free base jumping.
Free base jumping. It's not Rob Ford.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Rob Ford to run for US president.
Oh my God, that'd be the best.
Making Toronto what it's always wanted to be the capital of America. Did you hear the story about Toronto, actually? You know, for years now, Toronto's been referred to as T-Dot.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, where are you going? Yo, man, I'm going to T-Dot.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking cool. Well, it's not cool. It's fucking grey and miserable.
Yeah.
Right? And so a few years ago, the authorities, I use the term loosely, in Toronto decided that they would come up with a new nickname for the city. How conceited. It sounds like the sort of idea Vancouver would come up with. But anyway, they would come up with a new nickname for the city, and they assembled this panel of comedians and cultural people and, you know, left field thinking people, right? And they said, listen, we're going to pay you oodles of money.
Right.
And we're gonna, want you to come up with a new name. And they come up with this new name. Do you know what it was? What's that? El Toro.
Why?
All right. Rule number one, you don't come up with your own nickname. It's given to you and you fucking suffer it. Rule number 2, El Toro, the bull. El Toro is the bull in Spanish. So, I mean, I can think of a lot of words to describe Toronto.
That's been just like changing my neck. I'd be like, by the way, my name is Byron, but if you can, just occasionally throw my nickname. Just be like, fucking just rip sex god.
Or like just
you don't make up that. Chances are just like, hey, where's fat fuck?
Exactly.
Me,
Exactly. They may as well. It's not like you're going to calling yourself El Toro. It's like saying, Big Dick.
Yeah.
Hey, are you going to Big Dick this weekend? Where? Toronto. Really?
Yeah, I'm flying into Big Dick.
it doesn't work like that. You can't do that.
Yeah,
sort of
I'm gonna
shit.
stay in Big Dick.
That's a connotation with calling yourself something like El Toro.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
Don't
Anyway,
choose your nickname.
you didn't even know about it, and you got to Toronto a few times.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously it's not stuck. They've spent all that money. They wasted it.
Yeah, they did. I wonder. That sounds like something I don't know who's commissioned, but the CBC or something would do.
It sounds like something the CBC would do, and then
They'd just be
cancel
like,
it
"Hey,
and
there's a bunch of great ideas." So just be like, "Hey, Crack City, that's a good name. Hey, the syringe in the sky, syringe in the sky, right by the giant diaphragm."
And then what they'd do, CBC, if they had hold of it, they would run the competition. They would spend all the money, and then at the last minute they would cancel it.
Yeah. The last minute they'd cancel it, and then they'd be like,
And they
"Well,
go,
we couldn't
"We're
come
not
up with a
interested
nickname."
anyway. Here's North by Northwest."
Exactly. We were like, not interested in anyway. Oh, now back to a rerun of this hour is 22 minutes.
The Little Mosque on the Prairie.
Yeah.
Our finest hour.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so that is it for fucking news. We're
Thank
going to move
you.
on to
That
our
was good.
newest segment,
Yeah.
which is This Day in History.
Yes, new segment.
All right, this week in history, more aptly, this week, because this week in history, France fell to the Germans in 1940 on the 14th of June.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And not in the World Cup. We're talking the World War, the
Exactly.
second one. The Second World War, it was actually one of the few sequels that was better than the original.
Well, some would say, that the death toll was lesser. So, actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't on the civilian level. It wasn't at all. But the thing about that a lot of people don't realize about the fall of France is that France had the largest army before the First and the Second World Wars, and they got trounced in both of them pretty much. I mean, the largest army meant nothing, and Churchill even said that having France as an ally was a curse rather than a blessing.
You just can't count on the French.
He couldn't wait. Once the fall of France had happened, he was like, "Thank God, at least we don't have to deal with those dicks anymore."
He's like, well, at least those pompous fuckers are gone. Fight this on our own.
But you know what? I mean,
I don't
Poles-
trust them. They're all rapey.
The Germans lost more soldiers fighting the Poles than they did the French.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And the Poles, all they had was like horses and 2 rifles.
Yeah, they had fuck all. They didn't have a big army at all. But the Germans, they fought more ferociously for their land than the French did.
They had 1,000 of them trying to, change a light bulb or something. What was that joke?
I don't know.
But no, that's so the French, as soon as it was just like a shot was fired, it's like, all right, we surrender.
Okay, I think the lesson from history is that if you hear that the French are building a big sort of like defensive wall somewhere, that means that they're probably going to lose the next encounter.
So like what, a stadium?
Yeah, like if they say we're building this big stadium. It's
They're
like the
not-
World Cup. It's like
Yeah.
the World Cup a few years ago. You know, it was in South Africa.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
French team, right?
Yeah.
They flew them out there. The French team stayed in the most palatial hotel available to any team in South Africa.
Right.
They absolutely lavished everything upon them. Right. They spent their time infighting, bickering, and producing such poor results that they were actually knocked out. Sounds like I'm hating on the French here, but anyway, I can't help it. They fucking probably deserve it. They performed so badly they got knocked out in the first round, and as a punishment, the French FA flew them back budget class,
Nice.
which is great. Which is absolutely what they should have done.
So is that what happened when they fell in the Second World War? Did they get
Pretty much the
flown?
same thing.
Yeah.
But not to the obviously in the Second World War to the Germans, but I don't think the Germans had a hand in it during the 2010 World Cup in South Africa.
No.
Anyway,
But yeah, you know what? Congratulations, 75th anniversary, Germany. Hey, if you're listening, Hitler, that was one hell of a fight. And that's This Week in History. Thanks for listening, everybody. By the way, check out my website, byronbertram.com, where you can find all sorts of unimportant shit.
and you're available, aren't you, on Twitter and stuff like that?
Yeah, at Byron Bertram.
And myself at Ivan Penaluna.
Yeah.
And what about the Dry Shave Show? Have they got one?
It's at the Dry Shave
I
Show.
love the way you enunciate that.
And for fuck's sake, just tweet us. Just let us know you're here. We want to hear from you.
But let him know he exists, because he doesn't without your validation.
Please, I'll give you sex walking advice. Just call me. I'll touch you in your privates. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.